Hi, I'm Greg Piper, Executive Vice President of Sales for MTS Seating. Your employer has chosen to purchase MTS banquet chairs, the best banquet chairs available in the industry today. In the next few minutes, I'm going to discuss the proper handling of these chairs. At MTS, we understand the rigors housemen are put under every day to set up and tear down a room rapidly. We think we have some handling tips that will not only ensure a longer life for the chairs for your employer, but will make your job safer and easier. The chair type your employer has selected is called a seat-on-seat Elan nesting chair. Let me show you what this means. When nesting these chairs, you can see that each seat rests on the one beneath. Just as a reference, you may also be familiar with stacking chairs similar to these that stack leg on leg. The key to proper handling of these banquet chairs begins with proper nesting. The proper way to put nesting chairs on a stack is to use both hands and set the chairs down squarely, making sure that the seats line up properly. Take time to make sure the legs of the chairs being nested do not crush or damage the seat of the chair below. This will help eliminate frame problems, enable the chairs to stack more evenly on the stack, and lengthen the life of the product. Sometimes when people are busy, they will pick the chairs up and literally throw them on top of the stack. As you can imagine, this causes damage to the frame, damage to the finish, and damage to the upholstery. One of the questions I am regularly asked is, how high can we nest these chairs? The answer is different for different models, but with these Elan seat-on-seat nesting chairs, 10 high is the rule. Nesting these chairs much higher than 10 can cause damage to the product. It is very difficult for the houseman to get the chairs off of a stack that is more than 10 high, and the chairs are often allowed to crash to the floor, causing the legs to toe in. This causes damage to the frame, it causes the upholstery to eventually become loose, and makes the chairs more difficult to restack because of the towing of the legs. A shorter nest makes handling the chairs much easier. The houseman is able to grab the chair with both hands and set the chair down on all four legs simultaneously, the way the chair should be handled. By setting the chair down in this manner, we eliminate the problem of legs towing in, we keep the cushions secure in the frame, and we protect the houseman from undue stress and strain. Most importantly, never unnest chairs by tipping them over. This not only causes tremendous damage to the chair, it may also damage other items or even injure someone. Chairs should never be tipped over in a stack as a method of unnesting. Next, I want to talk about the proper transport of nested chairs. Please keep in mind that you should never take a stack of chairs and drag them across the floor. This causes undue stress to the frame, causes the legs to bend, and as I covered earlier, bent legs cause damage to other chairs when nested. Stacks of chairs should always be moved only with an MTS wheeled transport truck. Loading the chairs onto a truck is very easy. Simply ensure that the tongue of the truck is fully inserted under the chair at the bottom of the stack. Otherwise, the truck may damage the seat itself. This is why it is important to use an MTS transport truck that is designed specifically for your chair model. A traditional three-wheeled truck allows the houseman to move the stack relatively easily. As you can see, with a three-wheeled truck, the houseman is supporting the weight of the stack. An even better solution is our five-wheeled hand truck, with which the entire stack is supported by the cart and not by the houseman. Always pick up the stack from the back of the chairs to prevent damage and to move the chairs safely. Using a hand truck not specifically designed for your MTS model chair will result in damage to the chair. Always be aware of your surroundings when transporting stacks of chairs. Door frames and overhead fixtures like lighting and signage can be damaged and can damage the chairs. Also, never use the chairs to push open the doors, as this will damage the chairs over time. When bringing stacks of chairs into your storage room, you should take care to not allow the stack to smash into the stack in front of it. Letting this stack crash into the stack in front causes damage to the finish, the upholstery, and the frame. Instead, care must be taken when the stack is set down to ensure a minimal amount of room between the stacks. The last thing I want to discuss is the proper maintenance requirements for banquet seating. Most MTS fabrics are treated to repel and resist stains. To keep your MTS chairs looking their best, the upholstered seats and backs need to be brushed off after each use. Any stains that occur should be cleaned immediately according to individual textile instructions. Regularly inspect stack buttons and floor glides. Any chair with a bent leg should be removed from service in order to prevent damage to other chairs. Finally, check all points of attachment and tighten as needed. For example, make sure all seats are securely attached to the frame. On chairs with exposed back tabs, make certain that the back screws are also securely tightened to the frame. If you need a reminder of these requirements, we have printed them on the bottom of the chair for you. These checks should be performed a minimum of every 30 days. Let's review the simple steps we have covered today. When removing chairs, set them down evenly on all four legs and only nest this style chair 10 high. Always use both hands to restack chairs, carefully placing each on top of the previous chair. Never tip an entire stack of chairs onto the floor as a means of unnesting. When transporting stacks of chairs, always use an MTS hand truck to safely move each stack of chairs. MTS cannot accept responsibility for any damage caused by transporting MTS chairs with hand trucks supplied by another manufacturer. All MTS hand trucks are specially designed to accommodate specific MTS stack chair models. Never drag stacks of chairs across the floor. Do not jam stacks of chairs one against the other when placing them in your storage facility. Finally, perform your standard maintenance checks every 30 days to ensure the long life of your chairs. At MTS, we have spent many hours speaking with housemen just like yourselves. I want you to know that we understand the rigors of your job. By following the steps we have covered today, not only will we be able to provide your employer with a better looking, longer lasting product, but we can also make your job easier and safer by following these simple guidelines for handling your MTS stack chairs. I want to thank you for your time and attention. And if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to contact your supervisor.